shirts. I'm your Shubes, and welcome to an episode of Shubes for the Tottenham Hotspur supplement. Sorry, the Tottenham supplement. Anyway, so going to be talking about the Man United game, previewing that. Some of you hopefully may have seen the Fulham video piece I did, and so yeah, I'm just trying to do a preview about this. Spoke to Chris, he's the gaffer on this, and he said, look, can you, because obviously, these actually are very well produced. These are made by the fans, for the fans. We're not a corporate mouthpiece, we're not sponsored by the club. We're not trying to attract other fans, how much our things, we're not, you know who, from those shit stains up Seven Sisters roads. But no, we actually are, the Tottenham supplement, we're trying to make, essentially, we're making videos for fans. So if you do enjoy the video, thank you for watching it. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button. If you want to see more from Tottenham supplement, please subscribe by clicking the Tottenham supplement symbol on the bottom right of the screen. And that's your bottom right there. And don't forget to click the bell to alert you as we try to release videos at least 2 times a week. So anyway, going on, Man United, Jose's a story, and there's no way to avoid this. Jose is always the story of a podcast, of anything Man United. Anything you play Man, whether it's in a week's time, you played him 2 weeks ago, you're not playing for a month. Jose's a story. He's into his fabled third season where things start to go slightly askew. Obviously Chelsea, it was I think the signing of Shevchenko, and then I think Real Madrid, he just pissed off everyone. Ronaldo, Ramos, Casillas, just everyone. He just pissed off everyone. So yeah, and obviously at United now, he's having issues. He's had an issue with Martial. We wanted to buy him. And I think they were worried that, wait a minute, what happens if, they look at it like, you got rid of De Bruyne, you got rid of Salah. Yeah, we're not too sure about this, giving him to Spurs. So, yeah, I can understand, and I think that'll be interesting. For me, Jose's story, I do this 50 States of Football podcast, Scotty Bird, who runs, who does that and also does the East Bed USA podcast, which I've been very grateful to be on. So, they've, I did a preview about Premier League season, how I thought it was going to go, and I thought that every team has a fatal flaw. Ours is our lack of depth, especially in centre midfield because of our injuries. And I think United's though was just that their back line was just poor. I think Ashley Young is now 32, 33. Look, he's had a great last year. He's got played for Man United, got into the World Cup squad. He's good. He's fulfilled a childhood dream. But you've got Valencia, I think he's 33. So they're both aging. Luke Shaw, who was doing well, he seems to respond. He seems to have responded to the Mourinho tough love. He's now got himself injured. Oh, that poor guy just can't seem to catch a break. And Bailly and Lindelof, and these are players that he actually signed. And Lindelof, especially when you think about that, the way the Man United got into the Champions League was by winning the Europa League. And they played against Ajax, who at that time had Davinson Sanchez in their ranks. He must have had good Davinson Sanchez was. Maybe he thought, there's some flaws here I can't fix. And he's obviously been scouting Lindelof for a while. But for me, I don't think they're good defenders. And I think part of the reason is in January, this goes back to, I've got to thank Arsenal for not getting their shit together. Somehow Man United deciding to be their saviour or something. Because it's basically, for me, if Sanchez goes in July, there's no transfer fee. They sell Mkhitaryan to anyone they want. They get 65 million for him. He's a really solid player. That's money you can then use to buy XYZ. They decided to buy Fred, and that kind of makes sense. Matic is 29, 30, so you need to strengthen that, get someone younger in. But then that doesn't leave you the funding for you to go get a player. Simple as that. We weren't able to sell some of our players, get them off the wage books, raise some cash, raise some capital, so we couldn't bring anyone in. I think they had the same issue, in that they had put all their eggs into the Sanchez basket. Great player, why wouldn't you try and sign him? But at the same time, that ate away from other funds, and they said, well look, you sign Bailly, you sign Lindelof, it's up to you to make them better, it's up to you, they've come to you, they've obviously got potential, but Jose likes to have, what I think ready-made players. He obviously had that, I forgot the name, was it Ricardo Carvalho? He brought him over twice. And he's someone that likes to have players that he's coached before, that are willing to work with him and do exactly what he says. I mean, Ibrahimovic did that when he was at United. I think that was probably, I wouldn't say their best season, because obviously, last year they finished second, but you could tell that if you have someone, you're a new manager, and you've kind of got players that have worked with you, enjoy working with you, they're kind of like your lieutenants on the pitch. They'll do what you ask, and if you've got that, it makes your managing job a lot easier. He hasn't got that. And I think, add to that the Pogba issue. Pogba is such a good player. We saw how good he was in the World Cup. And we're thinking, why does he not turn up for Man United? He's such a brilliant, devastating player. And I think how I think we should line up, it reflects how much respect I have for Pogba. How I think we should line up anyway. And I just think Jose is a story. People talk about his third season. Well, look, he had 3 full seasons at Chelsea, 3 full seasons at Real Madrid before they let him go. He had a bit more than 3 seasons because they let him go after I think they were in 2007. It would have been for 3.5 seasons. He tends to fall out with board members. He tends to fall out with the team a little bit, and they end up down in tools. But especially at Real Madrid, they just didn't want to work with him. At Chelsea, especially so, and that's a pattern we've seen not once but twice. Obviously, they did the same against Conte. They just didn't really, they just didn't work for their manager. I don't think we had that issue. We seem to have goodwill between fans and the team, goodwill between the team and the manager, and goodwill between the fans and the manager. And I think Jose hasn't got any of that. And I know Chris Andres probably he's watching this and going, I know, I said I want to be nothing but talking about something weird stories. No, it's Jose. It's Jose at Old Trafford. I wouldn't say he's got to win this to save his job. I don't think if he loses his job. But I think it makes his position very difficult. Normally, one of the things that when you have when the window closes is that you can always bring players in. So obviously you don't want to do it, but when the season starts, you can maybe tinker things around a bit. You might have an injury here or there. You can tinker around with it. They haven't got that option now. They really don't. I don't think Barcelona, they still have the money from obviously, from obviously they sold Neymar. I mean, I spent that money on Dembele and on Coutinho, but they could conceivably look to maybe putting a bid in for Pogba. You got Jorge Mendes fighting with Mino Raiola. It is, I wouldn't say it's a shit show, but it's an absolute shambles. I personally have not heard agents speaking here. I know Jorge Mendes, I think he's the agent for Dele Alli. I think his agency, I think he's gone with it, but he's not, he hasn't piped up. I have not heard that. You heard that at Man City, obviously Yaya Touré's agent, Pogba's agent, but you haven't really heard that at Spurs. We are a cohesive ship, and it's a very, very tight ship. I was listening to an old Alex Ferguson interview. The manager has to be able to have control. He has to be the one that's guiding that ship. Everyone's first mates, they all have their says, but I am the captain of the ship. And for me, Jose is not the captain of the ship. I don't think he's even the first mate. I think Pogba especially, he is, I think the Americans would call it a franchise player. He is the one they want to build their team around. And, I think players are just changeable managers. For example, I think the most important person at our club, Mickey has said this, the best signing that Spurs have made in recent years is Pochettino. I think he's so vital to our club and how we progress going forward. Jose, I think they can replace him. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the year, Max Allegri comes to comes to Man United, just to think, what can I do outside of Italy? If he doesn't win the Champions League with Juventus, or even if he does, I think that temptation to manage Pogba again, the money United will throw at him, just in terms of wages, transfer budgets, and I think, I wouldn't put it past them. So, in terms of how I think we should line up, I think flat back 4, I would change Aurier for Trippier. So, Trippier for Aurier, sorry. Just because I think Martial will have a field day against Trippier. I think in a back 3, as a wing back, it really suits him. But in a back 4, I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say suspect. I think against teams that don't have as much quality, will I play him probably in a back 4? But against really good quality sides, especially teams with pace down that side, no, I wouldn't chance it. So for me, back for Aurier, I wouldn't. I play Toby and Jan at centre halves. Just that I think the passing they've got is fantastic, and I think they'll know Lukaku inside out. Lukaku will know them. Obviously, he trains with them, trains against them, but I don't think he's got the subtlety in his game to really, what I call the tactical savvy to be able to outsmart them. And I'll probably accuse being racist saying that. He's a powerful striker, powerful, explosive. Has he got the tactical nous to do it? No. I don't think he's Harry Kane. I don't think he's Cavani. I don't think he's got that tactical subtlety. He'll get it in time, but I don't think he has that now. That's not part of his game. Ben Davies at left back. I don't see Danny Rose. Maybe they're playing against Watford. That rumour that Danny Rose may be going. I seriously doubt that. He's homegrown, as in came through our club, as well as being homegrown, as in at an English club. So, and Carl Walker-Peters is just nowhere near ready to take over that mantle. I would play a diamond. Eric Dyer at the base of the diamond. I think we saw the diamond gave us a midfield superiority over Fulham. Although Man United will be a much more sterner beast. It'll be interesting what they play. Will they play that 4-2-3-1? Will they play Lingard? Will they play Rashford? Will they play Martial and Lukaku up front and really look to just dominate us with pace and sacrificing a bit of midfield? Or will they go to a 4-3-3? I think Matic is injured, so it'll be Pereira and Fred. And although Martial and Rashford are very good players, I'm not saying they won't trouble us, but for me personally, I just think attacking wise, I think they have to make a sacrifice. And it depends what Jose's going to turn out. He could be stubborn and just say, do you know what, I'm going to stick to what I believe in, grind it out, 4-3-3. Or you could think, do you know what, I'm going for broke. You wanted me to play tactical, you wanted to play more adventurous. I did that. So I think it'll be interesting. I think either way, we need to dominate the midfield, which means I can't start Dembele. I just don't think was one of the few players that are as strong and powerful and explosive as he is, if not more so. And I don't think Dembele can handle that. Not at a stage of his career where he's playing pretty much injured. I mean, we've got a Dembele that's 85% fit. He's got that foot injury or ankle injury. He's had that for a long time, and I just don't think we'll get more than cameo from him. So I'd play Eric Dyer. I'd play like a 4-1-3-2, but attacking it becomes a diamond. And also just the containment as well, containment Pogba. Pogba will like to try and glide and try and move around. And he can play those passes. If we can box him in there, he has two choices. Either he runs and tries to break, and again we're set, or he'll try and put a pass through. And again, obviously, it'll go through to either channels. And I think as long as that's Redwell, Davies, and the Tonga on one side, Toby and Serge on the other, as long as they're very well coordinated, saying, look, just keep to your lines, I think we can neutralise Pogba. I think he's a play-around game, and I think Lucas has been very important to that. I saw Bailly and Lindelof, they just didn't know what they were doing with each other. They just didn't know where to go, where not to be. Communication was very poor. I think if you give them one striker, it kind of helps them. If you give them two, it for me, creates doubts. And I don't think that they've established a good enough communication to defenders with the defensive midfielders to create that doubt. I think David De Gea will be like Spider-Man. I still think I think we're gonna lose personally. I think it'll be 1-0 to them. It'll just be one of those. We have done everything and Tottenham makes the house calls. But in all honesty, I just think, I like to think we can get a point up there. I think the last manager to get a good result up there was Tim Sherwood. So I think if you look at that team, obviously that team's from 4.5 years ago, and look how that team's involved. I don't, apart from Hugo and Jan, and maybe Danny Rose, I don't think any of those players that will be starting. I know maybe Musa as well, maybe Musa, but I don't think any of those players are going to be starting and that will be starting that game. So I think Hugo and Toby and Jan will be the only players that actually start that particular match. And I just saw an interesting game when I was watching the Man City game from 3 years ago. We beat them 4-1. If you look at the team that we had, pretty much apart from Kyle Walker, that's pretty much the same team that played. I think that's testament to the side we've got now. Obviously, Sonny's at Asian Games, and well done, Sonny. I think they won today, so they're now in the quarters or semi-finals. And I think they play the current defending champions, the Asian Games. Hopefully he can get. I think if he gets to the final, then hopefully, even if they lose, I'll say, do you know what, we'll give you, like, you got to the finals, you did your best, well done, and do you know what, we'll pardon you, so you don't actually have to lose 2 years of your career at probably the worst possible moment. So yeah, hopefully that'll happen. But no, like I said, I think 4-1-3-2, and for me, Sanchez. The reason I have Sanchez on the bench, I think, they may, if we can get a goal or whatever, or if Jose feels that, I'm desperate, I really do need to weaken my midfield, and I need to go to, play that 4-2-3-1. That's when I think we can play to a 3-5-2. I wouldn't change the fullbacks, I'd keep them as they are. And maybe play like a 3-4-3, and possibly that's when I would bring on probably kind of like a 3. So it's like a 3-5-2, but a deeper. So I'd have like Winks, Dembele, and Dyer, and literally maybe take off. Hard really to take off Ericsson or Dele, but have maybe or just if you need to, just I don't know, see how that game goes. That's thinking too far ahead, but I just think personally, I think we can do it if we set up right. I think the diamond, is the way forward. I will post a picture of one on my YouTube, on my Twitter. Follow me at the Real Shuban, that's SHUBAN. And if you need help spelling the real, well, I can't help you. And yeah, so I think we're going to line up. But like I said, hopefully we can get the result, and hopefully, I know Chris will be going for 3 points. Chris will be there. He'll be hopefully periscoping from the match, try and catch those. And as always, come on, you Spurs. We actually are, the Tottenham Supplement. We're trying to make, essentially, we're making videos for fans. So if you do enjoy the video, thank you for watching it. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button. If you want to see more from Tottenham Supplement, please subscribe by clicking the Tottenham Supplement symbol on the bottom right of the screen. And that's your bottom right there. And don't forget to click the bell to alert you as we try to release videos at least 2 times a week.